Hey ladies! Okay, today I'd like to talk with you a little bit about leadership, but more specifically, the 3 C's of leadership. And I'm literally just coming up with this because I think the fundamentals are very important. I'm not sure if anyone has ever written about the 3 C's of leadership or came up with this, but this is a concept that I feel is relevant. Well, you've often heard about the 3 C's of sponsoring in our business, and then, well, the 3 C's of sponsoring, which are crazy, compliment, confidence. Sometimes people talk about the 3 C's of life, even, which I think is what is it? Choices, chance, and change. And I was thinking about what it really takes to be a leader. And there's so many different factors and characteristics. But I think 3 starting places for evolving into a great leader are, ready for these 3 C's? Being coachable, number 1. So coachable, consistency, and third would be commitment. Those 3 things, I think, to embrace those 3 things are fundamentally invaluable to being a good leader. When I say coachable, so often at different phases and levels of any career, we might think, I got this, I know this, particularly as it relates to unique and our industry. Maybe, that happens at the first leadership level. We kind of think, okay, I've got this, I'm on my own. But what it really means to be coachable is at any level, we realize we've got so much more to learn. We're not afraid to ask questions. We're not afraid to do our own personal development. When somebody else is offering us tips, we're listening instead of, thinking, I've got it, I know it. We're being coachable. So, it's really easy, I guess, to tell leading a team at a certain point who is going to be coachable and who's not. For the most part, either people are coachable or they're not. But I think with effort, people can kind of train themselves to be coachable. Personal development will help with that. So reading lots of books, going to events, if you're not into physical books, audibles, whatever you can think to develop yourself, even if at first it's just digging deep into our training groups and files. That's where I started. I read every single file of every single upline group that I could initially, GoPro, any kind of book that you can think of tied to our industry is going to help with that, the personal growth part. But yeah, coachability and being humble enough to acknowledge that we don't know it all, and always striving to learn more in other techniques. Being flexible in our methods, I think, is really important. Number 2 would be consistency. That's something, the single most thing. I think consistency, is probably the single biggest reason why some presenters don't succeed in this business. To be consistent means every single day, without fail, we are doing the action steps, our IPAs, all of the things that we're taught that are important, we're doing that every single day. Even if we only have a 15-minute window that we can post, we can, send out a few messages, we have to be consistent. Find that time every day, even if it's the bare minimum, something every single day. That consistency piece is so important. Yeah, I can't stress it enough. And, that's one of the reasons why so many rules. I remember Bree Richardson's 5-3 formula. When I first started, I saw that rule and I'm like, okay, I can do that. Sponsor 3 people a month. It doesn't just happen. You have to go through those consistent action steps. Message a certain number of people every single day. Post on our wall every single day. Post in our VIP groups every single day. If we lack time, pick and choose what we need to sacrifice, but at least do something every single day will help so much. So yeah, being consistent, and if we're consistent, if leaders are consistent, then their team is more likely to be consistent and more likely to follow their lead. So consistency is huge. And then finally, commitment. Commitment is, when we're committed to something, that means nothing really is going to stop us from fulfilling whatever it is. Getting to events, going to convention, all of those things, those are commitments. And to be committed means that if my kids are sick the day that I need to leave, then I'm going to figure out, I'm going to do everything in my power to stay committed. If I'm sick, I'm more than likely, unless I'm in the hospital, I'm going to be there. I'm going to push through. So, that might sound extreme. And granted, there's going to be things that come up, life circumstances that come up. So that's an extreme kind of scenario. But the gist is that when we're committed, we're fully committed. It's channeling our excuses and letting our excuses be our reasons. Whitney husband had shared a video that Haley Ragsdale did. She was very candid, very real, talking as she always is. And, she talked about, we've all said it, but really letting our excuses be our reasons. If we say we can't go to an event, for instance, because of our children should be the reason why we want to push through and stay committed, right? Think about your why. Why are we doing this? Are we doing this because we want our kids to have a better life? We want to have more flexibility, more freedom with, the lifestyle that this gives us. The only way we're going to see a change and big growth is to stay committed and, not letting our excuses hold us back. Turn those excuses into reasons to push forward. I hear often, well, I can't afford a babysitter, so I can't go to that training. And you're thinking, okay, didn't they just buy a Coach purse yesterday? So you see there's hypocrisy there. So think about what, or maybe, I can't do this because, my husband is, my husband's working. But yet they're doing other things, prioritizing other things, to fill in that time. So just try to think about whatever reasons, call it reasons, excuse, whatever you want to call it, what's holding you back and what you can, maybe rearrange in your life to stay committed. For instance, I have a passion for the gym. I used to have TV shows that I watched all the time. Certain favorite TV shows. I was never like a huge TV junkie, but I did have my shows. But what it looks like to be committed means that, I might not be watching Shark Tank this week, or I might not be going to the gym this week, certainly not every day like I'd like to. Definitely if I'm trying to hit a big promotion or, something like that, then I have to sacrifice other areas. That's what it means to be fully committed. So, yeah, the 3 C's of leadership, I think, are fundamentally very important. And that is to be coachable, consistent, and committed every day without fail. And I think it will do amazing things for you, whether or not you aspire to be a leader or not, or know that yet. I think just embracing those 3 fundamental principles will help drastically towards personal growth. So anyways, just my 2 cents for the day. Hope everyone's having a great day. See you later. Bye.